1 minute to the start of our first heat of match racing here on Saturday at the HomeStreet Bank Cup at Seafair. Up the backstretch, Jamie Nielsen driving the 11, the old Cannery Furniture Warehouse. Your teammate, J. Michael Kelly, behind him, and to his right, he will stay on the outside.
He will be on the outside in that Boitano Homes boat, but he's going to come with a full head of steam at that start finish, I guarantee you.
Top end of the race course. Again, the idea, put your boat on the line, full song, with a lot of clean water, and right when the clock strikes 0. Top end of the race course, coming up on 20 seconds until our start. This is where the timing marks are really critical. How long does it take you to get from the exit pin to the start finish line? Nielsen is at that exit pin right now. Kelly's coming on the outside. We are inside 10 seconds until our start. We're inside 5. We are 4, 3, 2 seconds, 1 mark, and we are racing here in our first heat of match racing at the HomeStreet Bank Cup at Seafair, and it's Nielsen with a good start. Corey, he's down there with about a 2-boat length lead.
He has rolling that boat down to that first turn. It's a good start. They got Mike on the outside. Jamie's out front right now. I can see Mike in the rooster tail, but Jamie is leading this race right now.
And it's only a 2-lap shootout, and it is the old Cannery Furniture Warehouse and Jamie Nielsen on the outside. But you could see J. Michael Kelly coming on the outside. I think we can see him a little bit on the angle now. When they get to the exit pin, they're going to be dead even, and there is Mike with him. Perfect racing here to begin our racing action on the Ted Jones race course. They're going to come down to put the first lap into the book, and it looks like Kelly may have gotten around Nielsen, but Nielsen, Corey, he's got that all-important inside lane.
He's going to make up some ground on that inside lane for sure. J. Michael is flying that boat like you wouldn't believe. He's coming in, about to make his turn at the entrance with Jamie on the inside, but Jamie's not going away, and Jamie will not go away. So let's see what happens when he comes out of this turn. There's Jamie in the lead. There's Mike coming around the corner. So it's going to be a great next lap.
Deck-to-deck racing here to open our show with the H1 Unlimiteds on the water in the match race. This is the final lap. Remember, these are 2-lap shootouts, so they're going to come down to pick up the checkered flag. Kelly now has opened up about 3 or 4 boat lengths at the top end of the race course, but to Corey Peabody's point, Jamie Nielsen is not going to go away. He's going to stay tight to the buoy row and charge to the start-finish line, but it looks like J. Michael Kelly will have enough to hold him off. Kelly driving the Boitano Homes is going to be our first victor in our match racing today. The old Cannery Furniture Warehouse, the U11, and Jamie Nielsen will come home in second place. Corey, that was awesome.
That was a great first heat. I'm telling you, I bet you anything I can go down there and talk to Mike, and he's going to say he was stressed out beyond belief. Those 2 laps are hard. They're scary. You want the win, but you just want to get that win for your team, but there's not a lot of time to make up. So that was a great heat.
Now, the match race format. We start talking about it a little bit. So J. Michael Kelly moves on. He moves on to the next round. But Jamie Nielsen is not out of this yet. He gets one more chance in a last chance heat to make it into the final. This is what I like about this format. We get some racing on the water, gets the blood pumping a little bit. We've already got boats dumped in the water now for our upcoming heat, so the racing continues. Let's put 2 more out there and do it again. I liked it. So they will go down through the lower end of the race course here and up to the top end. Next time they cross start finish line, we will be racing in our 2-lap shootout format. We are inside 1 minute to the start. 50 seconds. I like where they are, Corey.
Yeah, they're in perfect spot. Jeff's up there. He's going to get he's got a little bit of lead on Jimmy. Jimmy's starting to speed it up a little bit, but they'll get up there to about 125 maybe to the entrance. I'm thinking maybe a little bit, maybe 120. We'll see, but they're going to come off that entrance, and then they're going to, let's see where we're at, 125. Yeah, 25. They're going to hit that exit, and they're going to be on the throttle.
Coming up on 20 seconds to the start. You heard Corey say he likes where they are. The idea, put your boat on the start-finish line when the clock strikes 0 and have a boatload of boat speed. It's Bernard in 1. It's Shane in 2. We're inside 10 seconds. Want to hit the line at full song inside 5 seconds. We're 3, 2 seconds, 1. Mark. And we are racing here in Heat 2 of our shootout. And Corey Peabody, they come down to the lower corner. They're dead even at the entrance pin.
It's been a good start. So Jeff Bernard in lane 1 comes into the turn and comes out of turn 1 in first place. Jeff's going to dump that wing and keep that boat floating. But you can see Jimmy on the outside there. You see that powder blue coming at him.
Look at the acceleration of the powder blue HomeStreet. Jimmy Shane showing a lot of speed up the backstretch, but he's now not walking away at the top end speed at the top end of the race course. Remember, we only go around twice, and Jeff is right with him. He's about a boat length and a half back. Shane leaving him plenty of room, driving him clean. They come off the top end of the race course. HomeStreet Bank on the outside. Goodman Real Estate on the inside. They complete lap number 1. There's only one more to go, Corey.
One more to go. Jeff better get, because he needs to go. Jimmy is rolling down that front stretch going into turn 1. We'll see how it comes out of this corner. We can't see with the rooster tail and all the water flying, but Jeff Bernard is still out front right now, so Jimmy's got to make up some ground coming up this backstretch.
And this is the importance of that inside lane we've been talking about. You see the blue air scoop of the HomeStreet from our angle here. He's moving out a little bit on Jeff, but it's close. That inside lane is so important and so valuable. Jeff is right with him, just as he was the previous lap. He's about 2, maybe 3 boat lengths back. Now it's going to be pure acceleration up the top end of the course. Bernard paints the buoy in the goal in the Goodman Real Estate, but I think he's going to give it up to Jimmy Shane in the HomeStreet. But this one is close, but the victory will go to the U1, the HomeStreet Jimmy Shane. Just too much speed, but Corey Peabody, another outstanding 2-boat, 2-lap duel in our shootout.
That was a great race for the Miss Madison team. Both boats did it. They hung it out there. They gave a great show for the fans. And what a run by Jeff Bernard. Very impressed. And hopefully he can keep that going and get that win in the match final.
J. Michael Kelly, Boitano Homes, U9, lane 1, lane 2, U40, Beacon Plumbing, Dave Villwalk, coming up on a minute 10 until our start. Three, 2, 1. Mark, 1 minute. 1 minute. White flag goes up on the race course. Now it's a matter of where do they want to be at the entrance pin this time around and exit pin, and then I know where they want to be when the clock strikes 0.
Yeah, the nice thing about the non-80 mile an hour rule right now is they can slow down as much as they want. It doesn't matter, but you know, if some of these things happen in the 80 mile an hour rule, you threw yourself out of the race before it started. But now they can slow down and they can get up here, and they'll start putting their foot into it here pretty soon, because they should have been at the, if they were 80 mile an hour, they would have been at that entrance right there at 30 seconds, and they're there at 20. So you're actually going to get to see a pretty decent start, I believe, when they pop off this exit buoy.
It is time to go. It's Heat 3 of the Showdown format. Boitano Homes and J. Michael Kelly, Beacon Plumbing, and Dave Villwalk. Inside 10 seconds to the start. We are 3 seconds, 2, 1. Mark, it looks like Dave Villwalk's going to get the jump in the U40. Beacon Plumbing getting across the start-finish line first. Got a mighty nice-looking boat ride, but Kelly's right with him on the inside. Back about 3 boat lengths, Corey.
It's a good start. It's a legal start, and Dave Villwalk on the outside there showed J. Michael Kelly just what kind of speed he has. He's rolling up that backstretch with Mike on his inside, but man, Dave Villwalk is just flying that boat.
He is flying a boat. He's got about a 3 boat length lead at the 3/4 mark of the backstretch in front of all those boats in the logboom. But you see the importance of that inside lane. Look at Kelly hang right with him. He's back about 2 boat lengths. That is all. Villwalk driving him clean, leaving him plenty of room on the inside lane. Now they're going to put down with the first one in the book. They get the white flag. There's only one more to go. But Dave Villwalk is really rolling, Corey.
Dave is showing what he can do, a 67 win racer right there. So he's on that outside, not letting anything stop him from beating J. Michael Kelly. But Mike with the inside lane is now, I believe he's out front of Dave right now, but now you see the orange coming from the outside, and Dave's putting his foot into it. But Mike has a lot of speed from half track to the entrance, so we'll see what happens on this backstretch right here.
Yeah, top end speed looks to be really strong in the U9 to Boitano Homes. J. Michael Kelly trying to run down Dave Villwalk. If he's going to do it, he's going to have to do it at the top end. He is pulled up dead even. They're going to get to the exit pin. Actually, Kelly's going to get there first by about a half a boat length. Going to be acceleration to the finish line. So far, we have seen that Villwalk has had it, and I think he might, but man, they are close. It is too close to call. I'm not sure if I have to bet, Corey. I think the Beacon Plumbing and Dave Billwalk was the victor, and he was.
That was a heck of a race.
Holy cow, sorry to jump on it. I'm excited about
Jump
that.
away. Jump away.
Wow.
That was a great heat. That was well driven by both drivers.
What a corner at the top end of the race course by JMK. You mentioned it going up the backstretch that he had great top end speed. He was able to carry that speed into the corner, pull up alongside, and he actually at one point I think had a slight lead over Dave, but it was that darned acceleration out of that 40 that got him to the finish line just ahead of Mike. That was good.
That was a great heat. Way to go, guys.
Yes. Jamie's got to come rolling all the way down. We'll see what Jeff Bernard does behind him. Then J. Michael Kelly coming up behind the pack. Anything you look for here, Corey?
I'm just looking at Jamie and thinking he's got it either right at 80 miles an hour, but he's early in my eyes. Jeff's in a good spot. Mike's in the best spot, if you ask me.
But if they stay in these lanes,
well, you see Jamie, he just went way out, so he's trying to scrub as much speed as he can. So Mike's right on the buoys, and Mike's in the best spot. Even Jeff's going out there, so Mike's looking good.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting up the backstretch. This is that fight for lane piece to the puzzle. We are inside 1 minute to the start. 1 minute, and right now we're down to 50 seconds. 3 boats. We're going to go 2 times around the race course. We're fighting for lanes. First and second place finishers are going to join our field in the winner-take-all final. Up the backstretch now with 39 seconds. Still Jamie out in front of the pack, then Jeff, then Mike. We'll see how they fan out in the lanes when they come down off the top end of the race course.
Jamie was able to do a pretty good job at scrubbing a lot of speed, but he's going to come around that corner, and these guys are going to go blowing by him when at the start because he's pretty early.
But he's going to leave it in lane 1. So Jamie is going to sit in lane number 1, still coming down with 14 seconds. Looks like Jeff's going to run in lane 2. JMK is going to be on the outside. Looking at the watch, we're inside 10 seconds. Here comes the count. Here comes the boat speed. We are 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2, 1, mark. And it's going to be Jeff Bernard with the boat speed from lane 2. He's going to roll by Nielsen. So is J. Michael Kelly. The start is under review, Corey. So we got to monitor the radio, but all 3 of them hit the corner together. But Jeff Bernard had a beauty of a start if it was legal.
He was out there. He was up. He was the first one across the line, I believe, but I can't tell from where we are. But Jamie's running a great race there in the lane 1, but Jeff is really pulling away from all these guys.
Yeah, Jeff's pulling away, and you can see J. Michael Kelly on the outside. You can see him through the rooster tail of Jeff Bernard and the Goodman Real Estate. And they have a penalty on the U11. The old Cannery Furniture Warehouse has jumped the gun. The other 2 boats are apparently legal. So it is Jeff Bernard coming down to put 1 in the books. And again, Corey, there's only 1 more to go. This is a 2-lap shootout.
That's right. So right now these guys are going for it. It's Jamie jumping the gun, and these 2 are automatically in the final. So they need to make sure they watch their lights and keep their run legal so nobody gets kicked out after the gun jump of Jamie.
So this is the final lap, and if we have the information about the U11, so do our 2 drivers out front, Jeff Bernard and J. Michael Kelly. Remember, both of them would advance to the final should they finish in this order. But right now, it is the Goodman Real Estate and Jeff Bernard by about a rooster tail and a half up the backstretch over J. Michael Kelly running on the outside. He's running a bigger race course than everybody else. Knowing Mike, he's going to give this a valiant effort, but I think also at some point he's just got to say, go ahead and go. I'll take the second place in advance. Here comes your apparent winner of our last chance heat. It is Jeff Bernard in the U91 Goodman Real Estate. Nice boat rate, flying it as he comes across start finish. Then it is J. Michael Kelly finishing in second place. Jamie Nielsen will come down and finish in third. We are being told by the officials Jamie does not have to run an extra lap. They're not going to make him take a third lap. So that was the finish right there. The U91 in first place, Goodman Real Estate. Second goes to J. Michael Kelly in the U9. That's the Boitano Homes. And the U11, Old Cannery Furniture Warehouse, will come home third. That's on the water. They've still got to go through tech inspection.
There's another part of this, which is the tech truck. So, you know, nothing's official until it's actually official. These they got to watch their lights, they got to watch their fuel, their N2s, and all that stuff. There's a lot going on in these cockpits of these boats, and it's very stressful when you're trying to run these types of speeds on the rules that we have. And watching the fuel and watching the N2 while you're driving these boats and also driving around people, it's pretty difficult. Yeah, Dave's cutting the course at 3 minutes 25 seconds. He's going to come in here. He's got to watch out for Jimmy right here. Dave does not have a lane right now until he passes 2 buoys. That's per the rule book. So let's pay attention to that. Right now, where Dave is could be Jimmy's lane until he passes those 2 buoys.
So Jimmy's going to continue hard down here to the lower corner. Dave will let him go and stay on an inside line. Meanwhile, coming slowly down the front straightaway, your teammate, J. Michael Kelly, driving the U9 Boitano Homes, and cutting the course behind him is Jeff Bernard in the 91, the Goodman Real Estate. So looking at the watch here, I got 2:45, Cordy, 2:45 to our start.
See Mike coming down here. He's probably going to try and get to the entrance around 2:30, 2:33. It'll be 2:36. So I think he's going to exit probably about 2:21. Jeff Bernard just cut the course, but I think that puts Jeff a little early on my timing marks. Jeff is a little early. I think Jimmy should cut. Oh, there you go. Jimmy's cutting right now. That puts Jimmy in a good spot as well. Dave will probably cut here.
Here comes Dave. He's going to come all the way down.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy. So let the drama begin.
Yes.
Still 2 minutes and 5 seconds to our start.
I think Mike's going to get, I think they'll get to, let's see, the entrance up there of 2, about 1:49. Mike will. What does he get? Is that 52, 50? Yeah, he's right there, right about there. So on my timing marks, they're right about where they should be. Jeff's a tick early, but that's okay. If they're cruising around about 85 miles an hour, he has the ability to slow down. But it looks like Mike's jumping into 1 here. He's giving it a squirt.
Here comes Dave, but he's going to come behind everybody. Yeah, right now, oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy, this could be fun. J.
This...
Michael Kelly right now is sitting in lane 1. Jeff Bernard is in 2. Jimmy Shane has slotted himself into HomeStreet in lane 3 with Dave Villwalk on the outside. Now watch Jimmy. The door is open, and he is going to walk into and claim lane 2. And Jeff Bernard's going to go way wide and deep into the corner as we approach the 1 minute mark in 2-1 mark. 1 minute.
Yeah, I mean, Mike is a little bit early, but I think he's got enough. I think he's going enough where he can scrub the speed. But Jeff was a little early too. But I don't know if we needed to go that wide. But we're going to find out.
Going to find out real quick. Your lanes right now, and they establish them at the top end of the race course, but nobody's going to make any moves between here and there. J. Michael Kelly and the Boitano Homes is going to be in lane number 1. Lane number 2 is going to go to Jimmy Shane and the Miss HomeStreet. Lane 3 is going to go to Dave Villwalk and the U40, the Beacon Plumbing, and on the outside is going to be Jeff Bernard in the U91, the Goodman Real Estate. On my watch, we got 24 seconds to go until the start. All 4 boats up at the top end of the race course. Kelly's going to come off the pin first. He may have to hold back just a bit. The others may bring a little bit more boat speed. All 4 of them coming up on 10 seconds until the start. You want to be on the line with a lot of boat speed. Coming up on 5 seconds, we are 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark, and we are racing in the final heat of our Showdown Series. Jimmy Shane got a good start, but look at the boat speed from Dave Villwalk and the U40, the Beacon Plumbing on the outside, lane 3. Kelly buried on the inside. We'll see who comes out first. You're going to look at Jimmy Shane off to his left, and on the inside is J. Michael Kelly in the Boitano Homes, and somewhere out there is the bright orange of the U40, the Beacon Plumbing. It's a good start, a legal start, Corey.
That's good. You see Jimmy Shane really putting the coals to these guys. He's out there just showing how much power he has. You got J. Michael inside. I can't see Dave, but I'm going to look for his tail. I can see Dave. Him and Mike are about deck to deck with Dave on the outside, but that shows how much speed Dave has. So we're going to come around the corner, and Jimmy's going to just say, I'm going to town, boys, and he is running that boat down this front stretch right now.
Remember, fans, we're going to go 3 times around. Shane with about 3/4 of a rooster tail. Great racing there for second place. Kelly on the inside. Villwalk on the outside is Villwalk by about a boat length and a half over Kelly on the inside, but Villwalk's driving that bigger race course. Kelly having the advantage of being on the inside lane. Shane driving him clean, giving him room in there. Kelly's able to close up in the corners, Corey, but then Jimmy starts legging it out on the straightaway.
He's going to leg it out, and I have a feeling he's going to make Mike pay for being in the lane 1 right here, up here in this turn 2 here. So we're going to see. I'm thinking Jimmy's going to get... Did he do it? No.
He's going to keep him honest up there, but he's still giving him plenty of room. Mike is tight to the buoy row, coming down to pick up a white flag and put one more lap in the books. And Jimmy Shane and his HomeStreet will start the final lap. Remember, we go 3 times around, so they are on the final lap, the checkered flag lap. Now it is Philwalk, opened up a couple of boat lengths on Kelly, but Kelly now, this is where he makes up ground on the inside with that lane position. Dave's running a mighty big race course, but he's carrying a lot of speed, Corey.
He's got a lot of speed. You can see he's pulling ahead of Mike right now, but like you said, he's got that inside lane. Mike does, but Jimmy's got overlap, so he can move over if he wants. We'll see what happens. I was thinking it was going to happen last time around, but it didn't. But Mike sure is getting some rough water in there, and it's making it so Dave can keep that thing wound up. But as you can see, Dave's not running away, and Mike's just hanging it in there.
Here we come to pick up a checkered flag. Jimmy Shane driving the U1. The Miss HomeStreet is going to claim the victory here, at least on the water. Second place, I believe, is going to go to Dave Philwalk in the U40, the Beacon Plumbing. Our angle is not good, but I think Dave Philwalk in the U40 was able to pick up second place on the H1 radio. He did. So our first place finisher on the water, the U1, the Miss HomeStreet, Jimmy Shane, he was dominant. He had a great start, Corey. And that's the first piece to the puzzle, and he nailed that part. He did nail it. I don't like how Jeff went out wide on that before that. You know, it happens, but I think he was in an all right spot. But it happens, and tough one for Jeff, but they put on a great show. They did put on a very good show. So your winner on the water, the U1, the Miss HomeStreet with Jimmy Shane. Second place will go to Dave Philwalk, driving the U40, the Beacon Plumbing. J. Michael Kelly driving the Boitano Homes. The U9 will come home in third place. And rounding out the 4-boat field, 4 boats started, 4 boats finished. Our fourth place finisher, the U91 Goodman Real Estate, driven by Jeff Bernard.
Jimmy Shane hot-footing it around the south turn. We do want to let our viewers know there is a rule in place. In the 5-minute period before the start, the boats cannot go under 80 miles an hour, and they are checked by telemetry when they get back to the dock after the heat. So they're very careful, because if you go under 80 miles an hour for more than 1 or 2 seconds, you're actually disqualified. You might jump the gun, but you'll be disqualified. So we're about 20 seconds away from the start, and they are a little bit early, Nate, just a little bit early.
They're going to be creeping up to that line. Jimmy Shane looks like he's going to have it wired. Philwalk's going to have it wired.
Got a lot of speed on the outside. Coming down, start finish line. This is going to be a tremendous race. Tremendous race. Dave Philwalk was the guy who led them across the line and down to the south turn. But it's Jimmy Shane. Start is going to be under review. It was that close. Shane leads them off the turn, up the backstretch, out of the south turn. It's Jimmy Shane. He is leading. Well, he's leading. J. Michael Kelly is on the inside, and he's only a couple, 3 boat lengths behind. So here's a great race for first place. Jimmy Shane on the outside of J. Michael Kelly in those orange tail feathers.
And Jeff Bernard on the inside, he's in a tough spot right now. If they hold him in tight, he's going to have a lot less acceleration coming off the corner. But look at Jeff's Shane holding tight right against the buoys.
Oh, Shane didn't leave him much room at all coming off that turn. J. Michael Kelly in second place, and I don't know where Jeff Bernard is going to go, because his lane just went away. Your leader at the end of lap number 1 is the Miss HomeStreet, Jimmy Shane, with about a 6 or 7 boat length lead. Through the south turn just that fast, and off the turn and up the backstretch. It is Jimmy Shane in the lead in the Miss HomeStreet.
Philwalk's running around probably about 180 miles an hour in lane 6, but Jamie Nielsen inside of him in the slop is only with about a rooster tail behind him. So it's a good race there for the back. But again, this is a long weekend. All 5 boats are going to be in the finals, so it's kind of a chess match right now.
J. Michael Kelly trying to catch up to Jimmy Shane. Kelly is still a little ways behind, and Shane listed the hill, a lot of room around that north turn. But Shane knows he has got the speed, he has got the boat ride, and he gets the boat up a little bit higher under that boat where the nose comes up. He's got that canard, and J. Michael Kelly flying the boat as they come across the line to end lap number 2. There's J. Michael Kelly He got the boat up in the air. He's got a wing on the front of that boat that can help get the boat up through the turn, but then you want to make sure it can fly up the backstretch and down the front straightaway. Jimmy Shane is your leader right now on the race course on lap number 3. There's
J. Michael Kelly's sneaking up on the inside, and he's within shooting distance here. If Jimmy Shane messes up this corner, J. Michael could snap it, but I do think Jimmy's in the driver's seat here.
Seeing a little more speed from J. Michael Kelly in this race than we saw on the testing and qualifying time trials, and there goes Jimmy Shane right by him on the outside. Everybody apparently is going to run an extra lap.
They all jumped. That's actually okay, because now they can all still race.
Extra laps for the 1, the 9, and the 40. So right now, it is
the 11 and the 91.
11 and the 91 who are back markers right now. But look at J. Michael Kelly and Jimmy Shane. They are side by side as they come down to...
Mark, the big story here is it looks like Jeff Bernard is in the lead, if they got that right from the call.
Well, J. Michael Kelly and... they are putting on a whale of a race. You watch these guys fly these boats up the backstretch. Kelly is about 3 boat lengths behind. They have an extra lap to run, but they're still pouring it on. Shane on the outside, Kelly on the inside as they come to the north turn. We are seeing a great boat race. Now Shane gives him a lot of room on the inside. J. Michael Kelly can tighten up. He is a master of the painting the buoys as they come across that exit buoy from the north turn. Down the front straightaway they come. Shane is now pulled out to a little bit more of a lead, but we know that he has got an extra lap to run, and so does Dave Villwalk in the U40.
But he's going to be on the outside, so he's got a couple extra seconds where he can really spin that motor up and get a flying start.
So he's going to try and wind it up and come down on the outside. We are coming up on 20 seconds before the start. And already at 20 seconds, Jeff Bernard is off the exit pin at the top end of the race course. Going to be on the inside, but not going to have the boat speed. Now we'll keep an eye on Kelly in 2, Shane in 3, Nielsen in 4. On the outside, it is Dave Villwalk. We are inside 10 seconds before the start. We are coming up on 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 mark. And we are racing in Heat 2, presented for Seafair by Beacon Plumbing. The boats roll down to the lower corner, and from lane number 3, it is Jimmy Shea in the HomeStreet. Got down there first, but he's got Dave Villwalk with him on the outside. There you see Jeff Bernard on the inside. Buried in there somewhere is J. Michael Kelly.
The start is under review.
It's under review. Take him, Corey.
Good start, good start. So that means that you see the beautiful U1 with Jimmy Shane out front. You see J. Michael Kelly in 2. You see Jeff Bernard in the inside lane. This is going to be tough for Jeff in there, but he's in 3rd, and then you see everybody on the outside. But we got a great race going on here, Brad Luce.
Yeah, we certainly do. Coming off the top end of the race course is going to be Jimmy Shea driving the HomeStreet, the U1, and a nice strong run from Jeff Bernard in the 91 Goodman Real Estate. He's in 2nd place in between boats in 9. The Montano Homes and J. Michael Kelly. Dave Villwalk's running an awfully big race course. He is in 4th place, but Corey Peabody, the race is for 2nd place. Kelly Bernard are dead even.
They are dead even. It just Mike needs to be safe in there because he's got 2 teammates on his inside and 1 on his outside. So he needs to hang it in there and keep his nose out front. But it looks like he's falling back a little bit. But I have a feeling J. Michael's got some really good mid-shoot speed. So we'll see what happens. But that blue boat is moving out front. And it's really good to see that because what we were thinking about earlier with the orange boat, Dave Villwalk, he's really just rolling past everyone.
Yeah, he really is. And Jeff Bernard is really showing me a lot of boat speed here. He's got a nice tight lane on the inside. Boy, J. Michael Kelly driving between the boats, as you said. Shane's giving him quite a bit of room on the outside, so he's got some water to play with, but he's definitely driving in a hallway between Bernard and Shane. 2 up, 2 down, 1 to go. This is the white flag lap. You see how important that inside lane can be. Bernard driving a great race in there, Corey.
Bernard is driving a fantastic race. I mean, they must have had a great game plan and they executed. It is going flawlessly. Jimmy Shane up there is just starting to walk away from this. You know, Jeff Bernard right behind him, Jay Michael behind him, Dave Villwock. Jamie Nielsen is coming up the back, but what a great race. 1, 2, 3, 4 boats right in a row on the back.
Yeah, they are spread out a little bit, but they are still within striking distance. Dave Villwock has not given up plans to run down your teammate, J. Michael Kelly, but right now it is all Miss Madison racing off the top end of the race course. The checkered flag hangs. It is Jimmy Shane on the outside, Jeff Bernard on the inside, HomeStreet, Goodman Real Estate, racing from Madison, Indiana, 1-2. J. Michael Kelly, Boitano Homes will come home in third, Dave Villwock in fourth, driving the Beacon Plumbing, and coming off the top end of the race course right now, the old Cannery Furniture Warehouse U11. Jamie Nielsen will come home in fifth, at least on the water. And this one, boy, Dave has come back to the pit area very quickly, wondering if maybe he's got some sort of an issue. He wants somebody to take a quick look at it, or he was on the outside and just wanted to come home.
He was coming in hot. He's ready. He's ready to come home. So he came in there, was going pretty fast, took a hard right turn. But congratulations to the Miss Madison team, a 1-2 finish.
Absolutely.
That is great for them and great for their sponsors.
Jeff Bernard,
right?
He got up there early, and
Yeah.
I thought everybody would kind of gobble him up by the time they got down to turn one. They did, but he was able to hang in there, hold lane one, and he came out in second place. Got passed a little bit by J. Michael Kelly up the backstretch, but then he reeled Mike back in and showed me some surprising speed. That was a good run for the 91.
Yeah, he must have had a plan, throwing a small prop on there so he'd have a lot of acceleration, because whatever they did, it worked. And you might want to watch out for that in the final.
Absolutely. 3:30 to the start. I've seen a lot of boats in the middle of the race course.
I see a lot of boats, and they did kind of exactly what I thought they were going to do. They were going to come out, go around the first turn, go up the backstretch, cut the course, and then come down and pick up this this exit of one in 3 minutes and 50 seconds, and that's just what they did. So now they're on the backside, and Jeff Bernard's cutting the course right now. He's looking to get in front of Jamie and Jay Michael. Those guys are getting close. So Jeff Bernard just cut the course. That's going to be a close call with the referee, because there's some encroachment there, but we're going to see how the referee calls that.
Coming down the front straightaway with inside 3 minutes, coming down to 2 minutes and 50 seconds. Dave Villwock sitting right now on lane number one, but lots of time still remaining. Lane number two looks like it's Jeff Bernard and the Goodman Real Estate. Then it's the U11, the old Cannery Furniture Warehouse. Jamie Nielsen, not quite sure where he would slot from there. On the outside is J. Michael Kelly in the Boitano Homes. Following the field and trailing the field into the lower end of the race course is that U1 Miss HomeStreet with Jimmy Shane. 2 minutes and 25 seconds, Corey.
These guys are getting a little excited. They should be at Jimmy's in the best spot, if you ask me. It should have been about a 2:22 exit on that right there. So they're a little early. I think Dave's sucking them up, but you never know. They can cut the course and then cut the course and be back on some marks. But right now, if I was those guys, I'd be slowing down. Jimmy's in a prime spot.
2 minutes and 7 seconds to the start. 4 of our 5 boats are entering the top end of the race course. They will come down across the start-finish line, and if they don't cut, they will come all the way down to the bottom end, and then the next time across, we will be racing for the HomeStreet Bank Cup at Seafair. Inside 2 minutes now, 150 to the start. Dave Villwock still hugging the buoy row. Up going, did Jamie go inside? He started to. He hooked a little bit to the left, or misjudged where that exit pin was, but he was able to straighten it out. He didn't hit anything. I'm sure he's legal.
Well, going slow like that, the boats pull themselves around, so it's not easy to go 80 miles an hour. So there's some slop in there. Look at those boats are bunched up together. This is going to be a tough final. These guys are going to be brutal on each other out here. So we'll see what's going to happen.
Look at Jamie Nielsen. He's just staying just behind, and right now he is inside of Dave Villwock. Villwock's in 2, Nielsen's in 1, Villwock in 2. It is Jeff Bernard in 3, J. Michael Kelly on the outside in the 9, and then coming up behind everybody is Jimmy Shane in the HomeStreet. The question for the HomeStreet, he may have the best timing, but where's he going to stuff it, Corey?
He doesn't need to stuff it anywhere. These guys are early, the way I see it. They should have exited that corner at exit of 1 at 55 seconds, and they're just too early. I think Dave's got these guys scared, and they're running right behind him. He's sucking them up. Jimmy is in the best spot out of any boat out there right now, my opinion.
No, that's fine, and so Jimmy's going to continue to chase them all up to the top end, but he's not trying to come hard. He likes where he is, I think, as well. And it looks like Nielsen has been forced out of lane 1. In fact, it looks like Nielsen may have been pushed out to lane number 3. Still looking at 20 plus seconds. Now 20 seconds as Dave Villwalk gets to the exit pin. He will start down. Then it's the Goodman Real Estate. Then it's Jamie Nielsen in 3. Then it is J. Michael Kelly. And on the outside, it is Jimmy Shane in the HomeStreet. Inside 10 seconds now to the start. We are coming up on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark and Corey Peabody, you called it. Jimmy Shane's got all the boat speed. He's way on the outside, but he's got a car on the boat speed. He's also got J. Michael Kelly just off to his left on the inside, but it is Shane down here first. The start, Corey, is under review.
Jimmy Shane is rolling that boat up that backstretch right now. He is playing down a lap that he's making a statement right now. He's got J. Michael Kelly on his inside and Dave Villwalk on his inside, but Jimmy Shane is starting to walk away on this race right now. We're going to see what it comes when it comes to this entrance pin here at the turn 2. If these guys are going to leave any room, but this is going to be a great turn right here.
And remember, fans, we go 5 times around. They're coming down to put 1 in the books with 4 more to go. It is Jimmy Shane driving the U1, the Miss HomeStreet, driving a great big race course, but showing just an incredible amount of speed. 1 in the books. It is all HomeStreet down the front straightaway. We got a great race going for second place between J. Michael Kelly in the Boitano Homes and the Beacon Plumbing with Dave Villwalk. We have a 1-lap penalty on the U40 for jumping the start, Corey.
Yeah, he was up there early. They were all early, so they were going slow. And Jimmy Shane hit that start with a ton of steam. So, I mean, it's showing. When that thing's going, it's going to go. And Jimmy is walking away from the U9 right now. But Jeff Bernard's still hanging in there, and so is Jamie. To me, it looks like Jamie's gaining a little ground on Jeff Bernard. But Jimmy Shane is up at the top end of the race course, and he's about to come out of the turn. He's going to extend his lead quite a bit over J. Michael Kelly.
All right, he is going way wide up at the top end, leaving plenty of room, looking for some nice clean water. Jimmy Shane, will come down. Oh, my goodness. Am I getting this correct? Apparently, Jimmy Shane in the U1 has jumped the start.
Well, if that's the
and that's why he got it before we did. That's why he went so wide up at the top end of the race course. He knows it. And now, your teammate, J. Michael Kelly in the U9 Boitano Homes, your leader on the water and your leader on the rule book, halfway up the backstretch. 2.5 laps in, 2.5 to go, Corey.
That's great news for that team. They worked real hard to get this boat ready. They've worked real hard all season. You've seen them nothing but backs in the air trying to get that boat faster and faster and faster. And here they are. Their hard work's about to pay off for them. Congratulations to them. They got to keep it clean. They got to keep going. You're still laps down, but there's still laps to go. But this is looking really good for the U9.
Here comes that U9, J. Michael Kelly. He has won here on Lake Washington before. He would love to do it again, this time for Darrell and Vanessa Strong. 3 laps are in the books with 2 to go. J. Michael Kelly driving the Boitano Homes. Got a big lead now. The next boat coming across is Jimmy Shane in the HomeStreet. He is a lap down. Second place is going to go to Jeff Bernard driving a Goodman Real Estate. And here we are again. 3rd place right now, running on the water. Jamie Nielsen of the 11, the old Cannery Furniture Warehouse.
That's the old boat that could, you know. They keep coming and coming and coming, and they keep getting on the podium. So congratulations. They're just going to keep going. Unfortunately, Dave Villwalk back here, but this is great for the U9, the Boitano Homes, Links Healthcare Northway boat, and really happy for the Goodman boat. They're doing a great job too. So let's get these guys around this race course and bring them home safe.
Here comes J. Michael Kelly. He will come down and pick up the white flag. 1 to go for J. Michael Kelly. You heard Corey saying it. He's just got to stay clean, keep the boat on the water, and he can claim victory on Lake Washington. Second place is going to go to Jeff Bernard, and the boats are spread out. We got a big lead for your teammate. Corey, what's going through his mind right now?
He's got to keep it together, you know, just make sure he doesn't do anything stupid. So he's got the lead. You know, he's got plenty of space between him and Jeff. So it's just drive safe. You don't need to be going as fast as you have to. Just get the boat around the corner, stay away from the buoys, and bring that thing home to a victory.
Top end of the race course, the final lap. J. Michael Kelly driving the U9 Boitano Homes. He is at the apex. He's just got to negotiate the second half of that corner and bring the boat down across start finish line. The checkered flag flies. It is J. Michael Kelly, winner of the 2022 HomeStreet Bank Cup at Seafair. And that is a popular win here. A lot of folks hooting and hollering. Jay Michael's got to feel terrific. Here comes second place, Jeff Bernard in the Goodman Real Estate. He will finish in second place. Third place, once again, going to go to Jamie Nielsen, the 11, the Old Cannery Furniture Warehouse. If this stands and goes through tech inspection, Jamie Nielsen, 4 races this year, 4 third-place finishes on the podium.
So happy for them. That's great. That's good for Jamie. I mean, this is great for boat racing, seeing them how hard they work, and it's really paying off. So we'll see these guys come back around one more time, and we'll get to see the celebration on top of the boats as they bring them into the pits.
Absolutely. Coming down to pick up a white flag with 1 more lap to go is Dave Villwalk driving the Beacon Plumbing. And he is just going to methodically put his 6th lap into the book after incurring a 1-lap penalty for jumping the gun. He was a cross start finish before the clock struck 0. The same can be said for Jimmy Shane. I feel sorry for the young man up there in that HomeStreet boat. He had everybody covered, but he hit that line too early, and I'm sure he's just kicking himself in there.
He had him covered, and he was in a great spot. All his timing marks were perfect, but he came across that line a little bit too fast, and that's a tough one. That's a real tough one because the race was his. He just had to burp the throttle or whatever, but tough luck for Jimmy Shane in that HomeStreet boat, but congratulations to the Boitano Home 9. That's great for them.
It'll be a big celebration here for them. Watch Mike, he's going to go around that white insurance marker. He's done it all weekend when he comes back. It's like his little mark to come back to the pit area. And Corey, we got the message about Jimmy Shane jumping the clock pretty much as he came across the complete lap number 2, but just prior to that, he had gone way wide up at the top end of the race course. Clearly, he had already received the message.
Yeah, that's good sportsmanship on his behalf to slide out like that to make sure there's room, and we really like that for Jimmy. But I see Boitano right below me right here. I'd like to congratulate you on your victory. That's Daryl Strong, my owner, for the U9 and the U8, and I believe this is Boitano's first win, if I'm not sure. Well, congratulations to them. Congratulations for the support, and this is great for them.
Boy, I'll tell you what, this has been quite the victory tour for Daryl Strong. You've had a big part in that over the last year, starting with the Tri-Cities, actually starting all the way back in Guntersville last year. Mike is back to the dock. Mike is climbing out of the cockpit. You're going to get up on the air scoop. Of course he is. He stands on top of the cockpit. J. Michael Kelly, he's done this before. He knows the drill, but as you said, it never gets old.
It never gets old. It's great to see his dad there to give him a big hug after he gets off the boat. This is a family sport for them, and his family's all here. This is wonderful. What a great time.
And we must caution all of our viewers, everybody that's here, that was the racing on the water. The boats still have to go through technical inspection. There are 3 parameters that will be looked at. They are going to work very quickly to get the black boxes out of the first 3 finishers' boats so we can have answers and make sure that what we just saw is official. But on the water, it was J. Michael Kelly driving the U9 Boitano Homes, at least on the water. He is your victor here this weekend and will claim another championship on Lake Washington.
The champion. Let's just let that soak in a little bit. How does that sound for you?
It's amazing. It just shows you what hard work can do. We've really been struggling with the 9 Boitano Homes. Boitano Homes, main sponsor for us this weekend. So happy to have them on board, and how cool is it for them to get a race win? But I really got to go back to my guys. They gave me the equipment to go win a final. Like I said earlier, you can't let the guys get to you. You got to stick to your game. I got shuffled out a little bit, but just really main goal is to stay clean, hit our marks, and a few of those guys were up there a little early. But man, just so thankful to give these guys a win.
I've been interviewing you for a long time. I don't think I've ever seen you so emotional after a victory like this. Well, why is this one hitting you so hard? Is it coming out of a couple years of COVID, of not having Seafair? Is it? I saw you hugging loved ones as soon as you got out of the hydro. Is it a lot of things coming to fruition here?
It's good to be home. Really miss this race. This is the race that I grew up watching, and not having it the last few years has been tough. And it's amazing just to going down the log boom, see how many boats are out there, and all the people in the stands and walking through the pits. You can tell like a lot of them are excited to have us back, and man, it's just so cool.
And we heard so much about Jimmy Shane and the Miss HomeStreet. It was the rocket. It was the boat to beat. And you came into this. We talked before the race, and I saw that in your eyes. I was going to get in that inside lane. It came down to the start. You didn't let all the talk get to you. You just went out there and ran your own race, didn't you?
Yeah, no, I mean, that's all you could do. I mean, the boat to beat this weekend is definitely the HomeStreet. They've been probably the fastest boat all year long, and been really tough to beat, and the only way you're going to beat them is to be on the inside and just stick to your game, and that's what we did, and it paid off. And I know Daryl and Vanessa, my owners, are super happy. And it feels good to bring this home to them, and there's going to be a big party at our boat shop tonight.
Okay, I may be there. I'll invite the broadcast crew as well.
for sure.
You go party, go hang out with the loved ones, go celebrate. Thank you so much.
You.